What's up, YouTube? Demi here with another spoiler for today. They posted a couple different things today. We'll go over the aura changes first. Malevolence, Zealotry, and general aura changes. So they're introducing a number of new damage spells and 2 new auras that benefit them. These are called Zealotry and Malevolence. We made a few changes to the existing auras as well. Zealotry is a new holy themed aura that provides more spell damage, a small increase to critical strike chance, which I believe is like a base crit increase, and a chance to create consecrated ground on hitting a rare or unique. As consecrated ground now increases the chance to be critically hit on enemies within it, it gets more base crit basically. That further increases it. It also works well with the improved Inquisitor Ascendancy, which I guess is getting buffs. That's cool. Malevolence is the other aura. It's a new arcane themed aura that provides more damage over time and a small bonus of skill effect duration. It works best with chaos skills like the new Soul Rend, but the damage bonus affects all damage over time effects like Scorching Ray, Poison, Ignite, cold damage over time abilities. I'm assuming it affects Righteous Fire as well. So that means we have an actual damage aura for Righteous Fire now instead of just a curse flammability or whatever. And then we also get to like every caster has a spell aura now, which is pretty fucking cool. I think Zealotry is going to be insane. More damage, base crit, and on a consecrated ground. Like, the main issue with self-casting auras right now is, number one, the damage is kind of bad, but they're fixing that, buffing all of the skills, whatever, and then they're giving us these auras for crit as well. And consecrated ground gives you life regen and crit strike chance, so that'll be pretty solid. The issue that we're still missing is we don't have a really easy way to leech with spells, so that's really low quality. What the heck? But yeah, this is just like what it looks like. It's just a golden circle, and the other one's a dark circle. Nothing crazy there. They're just showcasing the Kami Kameha skill in the Soul Rend. I'm pretty excited about this. The only thing that I have complaints about is this next thing. So they're making adjustments to Anger and Hatred. The damage bonus from Anger has been boosted, bringing its added damage up to a point that's comparable with Wrath. They don't mention anything about the more damage multiplier from Wrath, which I find kind of odd. Like, Wrath has a more lightning damage modifier. Where is it? You and nearby allies deal 21% more spell lightning damage. They don't mention that at all for Anger, so I'm not sure exactly if they're going to add that to Anger as well. Anger just has flat lightning to attacks and spells at the moment. They don't mention it, so we don't know for sure. And then they're changing Hatred. So basically, they're buffing the flat damage from Anger, so it's up to the same level as Wrath, basically. But they don't mention the other thing. And then Hatred grants a more cold damage multiplier, making it a strong benefit to all cold skills, but they nerf the physical as extra cold to compensate. So this is like good and bad. I see it as a good thing for like pure elemental skills, such as Ice Nova, Frostbolt, Cold Snap, stuff like that, because it's just a generic more cold multiplier, but you don't get the benefit from the other side of it. For the physical damage conversion builds, I think it might be, depending on the number for the more multiplier, it might be better or worse. It's really hard to tell. Like, they nerfed the stat stick version of it, but they gave it a more multiplier. So if it's like a sizable more multiplier, then it'll still be better than whatever we currently have on Hatred. 36% Physis extra at 20. If they nerfed it to like 25 with a 10 or 20% more cold damage multiplier, I don't know. We haven't seen the numbers yet, so it's hard to tell for sure if that's good or bad. Hopefully it's good. I'd like to see generic buffs across the board. I hate nerfs because it always pisses people off more than buffing. Like, if you buff a lot of things, everybody's happy. If you nerf everything, everybody gets mad. So it's like, in a game like this that's player versus enemy, there's no PvP, there's no competitive anything really. It doesn't matter if we're all powerful as heck. Like, that's the whole point of games like this. It's a sandbox game where you get the best gear you can, build the most powerful characters you can, so you can one-shot the game. That's fine. That's like, I don't know. That's my thought on it. And then they also tweeted 2 other spoilers. This we already went over. That's the auras thing. So, remember how I said that leech is the issue that we're having on casters? We don't have a way to easily leech other than like in Zeri's Promise Warlord's Mark, which feels bad. They're giving us these new implicits on bases, on synthesized rules. You can get implicit spell damage leached as energy shield. I'm assuming that you can also get spell damage leached as life, spell damage leached as mana, which would solve the leech problem for casters and other builds. This also enables the ability to play a hybrid life ES character and still leech ES and energy shield at the same time. Currently, the only way to leech ES is to take Ghost Reaver, which converts your life leech through energy shield leech, which is not ideal. You can't go hybrid with that, right? And then there's like a belt that lets you leech when you're at full life to ES, but this is something totally new. This is an implicit, so if you're unaware what an implicit versus explicit is, for example, on my chess piece, the explicits are these mods, and the implicit is the like the other mod, right? Implicits on unset rings are the sockets. Implicit on amulets is the stats. Implicit on this weapon is the block attack damage. Like, that's all implicit, explicit, right? So this is an implicit, which means you can get this and then have 4 other mods on a regular Cobalt Jewel, which would be like spell damage, fire damage, cold damage, lightning damage, crit multi with spells, stuff like that. All of those normal mods. So you could have a 4 crit multi damage Jewel with spell damage, leeches life, ES mana, which would be pretty fucking cool. I like this a lot. As far as synthesized bases go, I believe this is the same as like a Shaper or Elder base. You will not be able to get a shaped synthesized base. This is just what I think is happening. They haven't clarified this yet. I don't think you can get a shaped, like for example, on the Glorious plates that they revealed in the first expansion, you could get, or the first announcement, you could get endurance charge gained every second that if you've been hit recently on a Glorious plate, which people are thinking, can I chance that Glorious plate with that implicit into a Calm's Heart? Because it's a synthesized base, I don't think you can do that. The name's different. It's no longer a Glorious plate. It's a synthesized Glorious plate. That's what I'm thinking mechanically. I don't know for sure. And the other thing here is another div card that they didn't reveal yet. It's Monochrome, which is a 3-set div card that gives 10 sextants. Randomly, you can get red, white, or yellow. This is an insanely good div card for everyone. Whatever map this is in, I'm assuming... Okay, so you cannot portray the world using one color. Together, you and I will paint our world into perfection. Renegade Thaumaturgist. Thaumaturgist, I think Piety is the only one that we really have an example of, so I'm thinking it's going to be in Piety maps, like Shrine, for example. That's just my thought. It's hard to predict where div cards drop, but it's usually based off the flavor text and like the theme of the card. If it's like Apprentice to her, what else? What other maps are like that? Crypt. Wherever you encounter Piety in the campaign, basically, I would say that's a possibility. That's just my random thought on it, though. I like this card a lot. SSF, it's great. Currency farming, it's great. And MF build, farming these div cards, you can generate a lot of currency off Sextants. And plus, there isn't currently a div card for Sextants, so they're just the random currency cards, which is pretty hard to get. I like this one a lot. Monochrome's sick. This is the main importance, though. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else to talk about today, so I have one more announcement. If you watched this far into the video, thank you. But Friday, today is currently Wednesday, so tomorrow I'll post this video tonight most likely, but tomorrow I'll be streaming again, and then Friday I'm gonna do the div card turn-in stream. For those of you that don't know, we hit 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is fucking amazing. Thank you for that. And what do we do for this? I started doing this back at 5,000 subs on YouTube, but I've been saving these div cards since I was at 20,000 subs. It's been just under a year since the last turn-in. So every single league since then, I think it's been about 4 leagues or so, I haven't turned in any div cards in bulk, which means I've just been sitting on them, and we're going to do a stream on Friday where all I do is turn in div cards, and we're going to currency cop all of this stash beforehand, and I'm going to currency cop the stashes afterwards. I bought a bunch of quad stash tabs yesterday so that we'll have space for it. I actually bought 16 quad tabs, but that's whatever. Dude, ignore that, it's fine. And we're going to turn in all these div cards and see if we make currency. If you would like to donate div cards, which people have been doing every time league ends, they tend to donate div cards. I appreciate that, but do it tomorrow when I'm like online, not during the day of the stream. During the day of the stream, I'll be putting the whole VOD up on YouTube and maybe making some videos out of it. So we will be doing just like a clean VOD, basically. I'll probably be on D&D, and I won't be accepting div cards because it just cuts away from me turning in the div cards and like actually trying to make a coherent piece of content, you know, if I have to keep stopping to accept div cards. So if you want to do that, you don't have to. I'm not asking you to. It's just like an option. People do it all the time when league ends. League ends are basically Christmas for me. People just throw free stuff at me, and it's great because they know I play standard and they want me to make crafting videos. But I believe I just showed the majority of the cards. The only card I don't have is the Life Thief card because it was actually discontinued before the league went live. Like, it's the div card for Xerfe's Flask, but the creator of the div card, it wasn't ever released, and they nerfed Xerfes into the ground this league, so before he actually like had to go live, he asked them if he could make a new div card, because that kind of sucks, right? You make this great div card, it's got cool art, flavor text, and it costs you like $1,000 to make it, and then they nerf the item into the ground before it goes live. That's shit. So he asked, and they were like, yeah, that's pretty bad. So GGG, being the awesome company that they are, said that they would remake him a different div card, so that's the only reason that one's not filled. It was not added to the game. They added the art asset, but before they actually enabled it as a drop, he took it out. Other than that, I will see you guys on Twitch tomorrow and the next day, and look forward to that 40k div card stream. Hopefully you're all there. I'll start streaming probably somewhere between noon and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know. I'll post it on Twitter and Discord and community section on YouTube and in-game when I go live. I always change my in-game status to live, tweet about it, Discord, all this stuff. Discord links in the description, discord.gg/DemiGodKingLong, lol, sorry. Please join. And follow me on twitch.tv/Demi if you're not already. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you're enjoying these spoilers. I'll keep doing news updates about it. We're getting like 3 spoilers a day or so I'll try to make a video every day until the league starts. And I'll see you next one. That'll be Demi out. Oh, I also wanted to add that a lot of people are asking me for starter build guides and what starters I should play. The starter build guide video won't be posted until after we get patch notes, which will be on the 6th of March, 2 days before the league starts. It's always the same schedule, so please don't harass me for that. If you want to reference starter builds, I have the video from last league. It's going to be the same style builds, most likely. If they're just buffing spellcasters across the board. So all the builds on that list will still work in 3.6, and I will make another compilation of build guides that'll work next league once we get the patch notes, but I can't do that until the 6th, so keep that in mind. And please chill. Just be patient. Enjoy the spoiler season, and we'll get patch notes on the 6th. This league ends on the 4th. Next league starts on the 8th. Patch notes are right in between.